I can see. I'm going to put this on my legs. That on my legs.
There we go.
Actually, I should have.
You can have these.
I go, I'm going to go to the bathroom. You have a dress. Go, Alex. Come with you. Let's hold hands.
I'll go here now.
I know, just ask you.
Good evening and welcome to Petermore Field as we get set for some midweek action in the NPL women's competition. These sides served up a 9-goal thriller last time they met, the highest scoring game of the season. It's going to be hard to eclipse that one, but with more than 3 points on the line, with one side pushing for the finals in the Premiership, whilst the other is looking to avoid relegation. It's Sydney Olympic hosting UNSW here at Petermore Field. Will Constantinidis with you here in the heart of Belmore, and we've had to wait a while for this one. Got rescheduled about a month ago. It was due to be played at Netstrata Jubilee Stadium. Very different surroundings here this afternoon, which might make for an intriguing game. And without any further delay, let's get straight into the team news. And there are a lot of changes to go through, especially with Sydney Olympic, Jeffrey Abraham's side. And this is one of 2 more midweek NPL games they have to go. And they're also in the semi-final of the Sapphire Cup, so fixture congestion is certainly a big factor. And best case scenario for them, win their 2 games in hand, and they'll be 3 points away from Apia and practically set in the top 4 for the finals. But a few slip-ups, and that road to the finals might become a little more stressful, especially with how tight the race to 4th is. And that fixture congestion that I spoke about is certainly front of mind for the Sydney Olympic coaching staff. They make a total of 6 changes to the starting 11 that lost against Manly on the weekend, all of them being handed starting debuts, which are for, we'll go through the debutants now. There's a big list of them. It's number 36, Natalia Giannakos, number 42, Jamie Dalla Camina, number 22, Chloe Golcini, number 23, Kiana Woods, number 35, Zoe Zarkos, number 32, Sofia Pacheco. So congratulations to all those players, getting a big shot in a very big game right here this afternoon. As for the rest of the Olympic starting 11, we'll get to it in just a moment as Olympic play their way out into the corner. In goal, the mid-season signing from Blacktown City is number 20, Anna Ivanovic, number 3, Ebony McHugh-Shaw, number 4, Aya Yamahata, number 13, Tara Bordana, and number 16, Megan Grew. Those are the only players that were starting last time they played at Manly. As for UNSW, well, points have been hard to come by in first grade, and just 1 point in their last 5 has them trending in the wrong direction in terms of the first grade ladder. And especially more important when you take a look at club championship, as we stay with play for just a moment, as Alira Toby looking to thread that pass in between the lines. For now, though, it's picked up by Puxty. Here you go. Olympic, it's Dalla Camina drifting inside. Picked out a good pass towards Grew, and Bordana's battling away to try and help her win it back as Santos picks up possession, and it's hard work out there in midfield for McHugh-Shaw, and she wins the foul for her side. And talking about UNSW is that club championship ladder. Right now they sit 6 points coming into the round, but that might change just a little bit with reserve grade picking up the win just before this game, so that gap will now be at 3. And a win in first grade is the equivalent of 9 club championship points. So win right here this evening, they'll be off the bottom and out of danger temporarily. And they had a 2-0 loss to Spirit last time out. And they make just the 2 changes with Jasmine Maguire and Marcela Santos coming in place of Sabine Montenegro and Sarah Moore. They both dropped to the bench. As for the rest of the UNSW 11, it's basically unchanged compared to Olympic. They have in goal number 1, Newcastle Jet, Tiana Robertson, number 5, Leah Puxty, 6, Chloe Smith, 10, Alira Toby, 43, Abby Lemon, 37, Abigail Everts, 44, Maya Cameron, 45, Talia Blackhouse, 48, Jasmine Lamont, and the 2 new inclusions, number 3, Jasmine Maguire, and number 11, Marcela Santos. And with all those formalities out the way, we can get back to bringing you this action. And whilst Olympic would certainly be favourites coming into the round, those changes to the team lineup should make this a very difficult one to call, especially when you add in the midweek factor and the fact that UNSW playing basically a full-strength 11 compared to a Very heavily rotated Sydney Olympic side. UNSW try and play their way out of the back. It's picked up in midfield though by Golcini. Now Olympic can continue to make progress out on that far side. Deflected out of play though. It'll be a UNSW throw. As mentioned, there were 9 goals back in round 4. We'll get to how that game went. That was back at the Village Green with Moore and Vaskovic getting on the score sheet for UNSW. It was a plethora of scorers for Olympic. And interestingly enough, only one of them is on the team sheet here tonight, and that is Ebony McHugh-Shaw, the defender. Santos. As UNSW play their way through. They eventually make it work there, and that'll be eventually picked up at the back by Yamahata, who just motioned for Ivanovic to come and collect. And with all those changes, it'll be interesting to see how that impacts the general cohesiveness of the Olympic side. That's important challenge in midfield, and Olympic will just walk their way up towards the halfway line, right in front of our commentary position here in the stands. Grew flicking it on, intended for Golcini, and again it goes back to Yamahata. McHugh-Shaw had to quickly readjust to get possession back under her control, and stand-in captain keeping things moving. Of course, McHugh-Shaw, formerly of University of Sydney, a long-time player there. Bordana. And that experienced core midfield of Olympic will be crucial. With the youngsters all around them. And it will be an Olympic throw right in front of us. It's Dalla Camina getting it in. As Santos trying to bounce it around in the air. It's promptly won back by Olympic. And Bordana spots Yamahata, and they can recycle possession through McHugh-Shaw. One back by UNSW, and now it's their turn to have a bit of control, and as is almost customary when playing on Petermore Field, the touch can get the better of you at times, as Abby Lemon has her head up for that early release pass. Doesn't come off on that occasion. And Chloe Smith doing well in midfield. And important to note that Sydney Olympic are undefeated at this venue, 7 wins and 1 draw when they play at Petermore Field. So it's a very difficult place to come and play, as that's a high foot there on Talia Blackhouse, just pleading her case. But once she committed to the challenge, there was little that she could do to avoid the foul there. No ill intent about it, but nevertheless an easy decision for our centre referee tonight, Lance Greenshields. And so it'll be Olympic to march their way into the corner. Toby's the intended target from that clearance. It's broken up by McHugh-Shaw. Long ball forward intended for Natalie Giannakos at the top of the attack. Chloe Golcini playing just behind her in the 10, and then Zoe Zarkos out wide, as well as Dalla Camina on the right, just in front of us here. Here's Abby Lemon. Looking to go at the Olympic defence, and has spotted the overlap here of Leah Puxty. And this could be a good opportunity here for UNSW, and just couldn't wrap her foot around that, could Leah Puxty, and Thankfully, from an Olympic perspective, that rolls out for a goal kick. Buxy's been a real feature of the UNSW side. She started all but one game, which is a phenomenal record this deep into the season, especially in a midweek game, and factor in reschedules and midweek games, including this one. As here is Zarkos looking to feed that ball in behind for Giannakos. See that bobble there, just catching McHugh Shaw by surprise. Allowed Marcela Santos to intervene. Now, he swept up by Tiana Robertson. It was being chased in behind by Giannakos. And there's big shoes to fill at the number 9 spot, replacing Demi Koulazakis, the competition's 4th leading goal scorer. And for now, that's a great pass. Alira Toby, one-on-one. Got a touch to it, did Ivanovic, and there was a vital touch as well, just to get it away from danger. But Olympic defence almost caught napping there. A ball over the top. It was direct, straight from the back towards Alira Toby, and the former Olympic player almost made her former side pay. As Lemon can't beat the defence on this occasion, and it'll be cleaned up here by Dalla Kamina. And eventually they work their way out of trouble. Everts plays back to a keeper and receives it once more, and just took her eye off the ball there momentarily, did Abigail Everts. UNSW's turn for a bit of patient build-up. Again, they lose it in midfield. That time it's well read by Bordana. A spotted midfield partner in space, and now they can... Well, they've turned it over again. You can just see it's so difficult to hold possession in midfield at the moment. It's midfield 3 of Bordana, Grew, and Pacheco for Olympic. There is Megan Grew. Pass intercepted that one from Yamahata, and now here is Blackhouse. There are numbers streaming into the box for UNSW. Goes along the ground, and Yamahata had to take a second bite at it to get it away from danger. And now Zarkos has ideas of starting a counter on her own. Here is Giannakos. Golcini had checked in to try and help her out, and that's exactly the direction she goes, but just runs out of room out on the sideline, and that counter-attack is diffused. And so far, the youngsters of Olympic have given a pretty good account of themselves here, as we've just ticked over 10 minutes gone here at Petermore Field. And still the biggest chance of the game was that one for Alira Toby, which was well saved by Anna Ivanovic. Everts deals with that one to send it out of play. Smith tried to get under it, didn't see there was Golcini on her back. As Bordana has possession taken away from her, and again it's UNSW with ideas of starting a counter. Instead, this time they're a bit more patient before Smith launches that one, and it's over and behind the UNSW bench. Of course, we've already spoken about the 6 starting debutants for Sydney Olympic, 2 of them playing their first ever first grade game. Those are Chloe Golcini and as well as Zoe Zarkos. It's good to see more talent coming through this competition. Here is Pacheco. And Bordana's been able to turn in midfield here and has found the out through McHugh-Shaw. And now Olympic can advance the ball forward, and McHugh-Shaw sends that one for Zarkos to chase, but that'll be tracked down by Maguire. It took a bit of a deflection on its way through, it seems it did, and this will mean a deep throw in here for Sydney Olympic, maybe a couple of metres or so away from the corner flag. Chance for Olympic to launch one in. Don't get too much distance on the throw though, and again it's a counter-attack of UNSW they have to be careful against. And Tara Bordana has that pass scouted, knowing that UNSW are looking for that early pass to unleash Alira Toby. Santos with her back to goal, has a bit to do in midfield. Uses Chloe Smith in support. Now with Jasmine Lemon, the mid-season signing from the Rams. McHugh-Shaw is in the path of that ball forward before Lemon sends it back towards Ivanovic, and you can see what the intent is from both these teams to almost try and bypass that patchy middle part of the pitch and get the ball to the wings, get the ball forward as quickly as possible and avoid it becoming a bit of a dogfight around the halfway line, which at times in this game so far it's certainly felt that way. Here's Guru, loses possession, and now Santos lines up a strike. And another good save by Anna Ivanovic. That's two now in the opening 15 minutes. And Olympic being tested at the back right now, and their keeper has come up with a couple of big saves to deny UNSW getting in front. That time it was a quick giveaway in midfield that fell to Marcela Santos. Needed no further invitation to shoot, and in the end it was a decent enough height for Ivanovic to save. Now it's a chance for the corner. It goes low and hard towards the near post, and they'll have a second attempt at it. Abby Lemon, a couple of corners now early for Olympic. This time they go short. It's with Jasmine Lemon returning the favour towards Abby Lemon, who lines up a strike, and looks like it was Guru who had to head that away from danger. Bit of an assault here on the Olympic goal as again they go for that short option. This time it's Abby Lemon trying to use that deeper angle, and Ivanovic got up for it amongst the crowd, and again it's more solid keeping from Anna Ivanovic. Smith picks up the ball in midfield, looking to find Toby. Again, Olympic do well to break it up, and Bordana has ideas of a release pass forward. Dalla Camina was the intended target, but it's again dealt with by UNSW. Clearance only finds the feet there of Pacheco. Advantage played by Lance Greenshields, our centre referee, as Puxty trying to play the triangles. Yamahata had come all the way across to Mark Toby. Lemon wants the throw, but unfortunately she won't get it. Lemon hooks that one forward. Again, it's intended for Toby. You can see Olympic playing with the back three right now. They have Kiana Woods at right back, Yamahata as the central back, and Ebony McHugh-Shaw as the left centre back. UNSW try and build, and it's a loose pass. Here is Ivanovic. Spotted Guru checking in. Moves along possession for Zarkos. And Zarkos looks for that early pass forward and has done well here to find Giannakos. Giannakos making her fourth appearance on the first grade team sheet, her first start. One of those debutantes. Launched into the box, and this might be a bit of interest. Momentarily it was for Dalla Camina. And Robertson was there again to pick up the scraps. Here's Abby Lemon. Has Santos centrally in support, goes back towards Puxty. Now it's UNSW's turn to shift the ball from left to right. And Toby's yelling for the ball. That's exactly where they go. Had to do a bit to get it under her control. Using her head to get around the defender. And now it's gone out towards Blackhouse. Looking to square that ball for Santos. And then it's come back for Lemon. And that's a fantastic save again by Anna Ivanovic. Had to readjust as it was coming back against the way she was scrambling across the goal. Readjusted, got down to her left to deny Abby Lemon what would have been her second goal in UNSW colours for the season. And again, it's UNSW continuing to look rather potent in attack so far. Sent forward by Woods. That will mean that Giannakos is going to have to chase into space. It's been hard going up top for Olympic as Robertson has the bravery to play out despite pressure. Lemon had checked in. The pass wasn't where she was running towards. Ivanovic goes for the sideline, and that'll be a UNSW throw. And just on Anna Ivanovic, she's, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, joining across from Blacktown City, the League One women's side. Gets her 4th consecutive start here tonight, and she has big shoes to fill, as do a lot of these Olympic players at the moment. Sarah Langman has occupied that starting spot for a little while. The UNSW throw up around halfway. UNSW have to like what they're seeing right now from this attack. They've gotten into areas that have been very dangerous to defend, and what's missing so far from their perspective is a goal. Meanwhile, Olympic have certainly a bit of work to do, maybe a bit expected with all the changes to their lineup. And with 20 minutes gone in the first half, it's a very interesting start to proceedings here at Peter Moore. Here is Chloe Smith. Searches for the option and plays the one she sees in Abigail Levitz. Or Evans, sorry. As Puxty swings that ball around. That one with Maya Cameron. Now it's with Jasmine Maguire. This is good patient build-up here from UNSW, just inching their way into the attacking half. Not being rushed and not being forced into any errant passes, as here is Puxty. Driving that ball towards Toby. It was along the ground though and easy enough to defend as Toby dropping it short again. Lamont out wide, it goes towards Talia Blackhouse, looking to stand up her defender. Takes on Zarkos, and again it's a low driven cross from UNSW, and again it's cleared by Olympic. Wave after wave of UNSW attacks right now. This is exactly what they want to build pressure, try and get that all important opening goal. Smith. Again, side to side they move it. UNSW, plenty of patience on display. Now it's with Puxty, a bit more space to work with. Can she fashion the cross into the area? This one has a bit more power on it, but it's over Blackhouse, who just overran towards the far post a little bit. One in midfield, that's well intercepted by Golcini and has spotted the switch out here. Dalla Camina trying to go at Puxty, who's an experienced campaigner, the UNSW left back, formerly of the Jets, Newcastle Jets that is, in the A-League Women's. Hugh Shaw looking for that pass in between the centre back and the right back. That time it's well won by Maya Cameron. For UNSW, they're looking for what would be their second away win of the season. Just the one in the campaign, and that was against Blacktown Spartans in round 13. And they've picked up a couple big draws away from home as well, including against some sides that are in finals contention, the likes of MacArthur Rams, Apia Leichhardt, Manly United. Those are all sides that are, you consider, certainly in the top 6, top 7 of the competition, and to get draws away from home to them is no mean feat. And a reminder, as I spoke about at the top of the broadcast, club championship points are on offer. And in first grade, the multiplier is 3. So if UNSW get a win in first grade, that's worth 9 club championship points. If they get a draw, it's worth 3. And they picked up the win in reserve grade, which means they're now 3 points behind Blacktown Spartans as they sit bottom of the ladder. So a draw would be good enough, especially when they have games in hand over the Spartans. But a win would be huge here. You cannot underestimate the importance of 9 points on the club championship ladder, as well as the momentum boost it would give them. There's that sent into the stands with a bit of regret there by Bordana. Certainly very easy to get hit. So far we're doing all right here in our commentary position. As Puxty looks to play Marcelo Santos. Bit of hold-up play between the two of them, and can they switch the play to the other side here, UNSW? It's with Puxty. With Limon, and Santos didn't know there was a defender on her back. Giannakos is pressured by Abigail Everts. Maguire. That pass stopped ahead of her by Megan Grew. Everts drives forward, looks for the option towards Santos. A bit of a touch on the way through by Golchini. And Alira Toby has won it back. It's another turnover by Olympic in midfield. And now Marcelo Santos has been played in behind. And sweeping up the defence there was Aya Yamahata. First season at Olympic, has a goal to her name, does Yamahata. Joined across from Kamagawa FC in the Japanese second tier. That's well won here by Jamie Dallacamina, and uses Golchini, and this is much better football here from the host. Now here's Pacheco. Couldn't get past Puxty. Nabi Lemon trying to make quick use of this counter-attack. And again, UNSW do well to spot the gaps in midfield. Maguire. Pass is intercepted that time by Zoe Zarkos. Here is Zarkos again. This time couldn't bring the touch under her control. Small ball to feet here for the UNSW defence and Abigail Everett. Puxty has that pass forward, and Wardana able to get her shoulder in the way. No cries of handball. Pretty clear cut about that one. And now Puxty can march forward. Here is Smith, has a head up and thought momentarily about the switch. Decided to go the more safer route. That time a bit more adventurous on the pass from Smith. It still brings it to play Talia Blackhouse, who has a bit of pace. Can't get past McHugh Shaw. If she did that, Talia Blackhouse, she would have had a decent effort waiting for her on goal. And the last 10 minutes or so, Olympic have done well to dry up some of these chances that were continuing to form for UNSW. 20 minutes to go in the half as Toby now might have a chance of her own here. Alira Toby on the edge of the area, trying to get a angle to shoot from, and too many blue and white shirts in the way. A combination of Aya Yamahata and Ebony McHugh Shaw foiling her plans there as Lemon nods it down for Puxty. made good connection with it, but ultimately it swung away from the goal. But again, the shot count continues to rise for UNSW. And there's plenty of cause for optimism that they might be able to break this deadlock and get the opener. They certainly look like the more likely of the two to go in and do so. Olympic haven't really had all that many shots in front of goal that I can recall off the top of my head. And meanwhile, for UNSW, it's been a consistent barrage on goal in these opening period of the first half. Giannakos using Grew. And again, there's not all that much in the way of options for Megan Grew to use, and Giannakos goes in strong, tries to force the error, but it'll just end in a UNSW goal kick. Pacheco drops it into Yamahata. Bordana, good control in midfield, and they'll need a bit of that. Will Olympic try and settle this game down from their perspective? And they turn it over. In a dangerous position here is... Here you go, UNSW again. It's Blackhouse who's leaked out towards the wing. Blackhouse drifting inwards, trying the shot on goal. And good cries of a handball. They were certainly loud from the UNSW bench, but Lance Greenshields waves them away, saying it was the arm of Ebony McHugh-Shaw that was close enough to her body. But still, it's more warning shots fired by UNSW as Olympic continue to keep the score at 0-0. Again, it's that pass towards the wings. It doesn't work out for UNSW this time, and now Pacheco could try and get forward. Again, it's Chloe Smith who blocks her path, but it's won back there by Giannakos. And this attacking onslaught would certainly encourage UNSW fans for a side that has found it difficult in front of goal as of late. Just one goal in their last 5 matches has been one of the key reasons as to why their form has really suffered in the last month or so. And Blackhouse has run in here. McHugh-Shaw had the pass picked off, and Toby has gone for goal from range and wasn't far away at all. Just needed that extra bit of dip on it. She sent it nice and high and had plenty of power on it. Had Anna Ivanovic scrambling back towards goal, and again, a nervy moment at the back for Sydney Olympic. And again, it's Alira Toby who continues to pose a real consistent threat to the side that she played for last year. And just speaking on UNSW's form in front of goal in the last few weeks, and that clinical edge is what they're missing, certainly in this game as well, as Marcela Santos tries to make it a moot point. A good shot on goal, but too close again to Anna Ivanovic. And UNSW, if they don't take their chances soon enough, if it gets to the halftime break here, still 0-0, Olympic can go in, maybe make a few adjustments and come out a better side in the second half. And that time they get the handball. We saw it actually in the game that I commentated on Sunday. That was between Apia and Sydney Uni. It was Sydney Uni who had so many chances in the first half, only to end up the side on the losing end of the scoreline, with Apia scoring in the 82nd minute, despite what Sydney Uni would have felt was a really dominant first half. Now this is a good position here for Toby. There's 4 in the wall for Ivanovic. Toby goes for the cross, into the box it goes, and it's dealt with again by Sydney Olympic. Just couldn't get it looping over the defence. There's Maya Cameron, the centre back. Uses Chloe Smith, and with under 15 minutes to go here at Petermore Field, it's still 0-0 as we started. But it's UNSW who have had all the chances and all the possession as they race away down the wing. Yamahata gets back to see that ball away from danger. Again, they can't clear their lines here, Olympic. Just inviting more and more pressure. And Giannakos, you can see how far back she was, and the most advanced player of Sydney Olympic basically sitting 30 metres away from her own goal, and that just goes to show how well UNSW have been attacking here. As mentioned, it'll be all for naught if they can't make it count where it matters most. Pass there is scuffed. That one from Kiana Woods. Santos is the intended target, and she does well to win that flick on there, and Yamahata has had to marshal Toby well. Has to be careful she doesn't give away possession here, and I think it was Marcela Santos who gets whistled by Lance Greenshields for the trip. And Talia Blackhouse has just been given a bit of instruction there to track back, as it looks like Blackhouse and Lemon have swapped, or Backhouse rather, I should say. UNSW continue to have a real tight group on possession right now. And the commentator's curse strikes as they give it away. It was Natalie Giannakos picking up possession. Puxty. Combination between her and Backhouse, and it's a long ball forward, this time with a bit more success towards Toby, looking to get around McHugh Shaw. And Alira Toby again is mobbed by Olympic defenders. They know her game well. Scored 3 goals for them last season, did Alira Toby. 6 goals for UNSW, so she's doubled her return from 2023 and has been pretty close to getting a 7th. Smith. Lemon. Again, Alira Toby is the intended target, and again, Aya Yamahata is there. Having to know where Toby is at all times are the Olympic defenders. Lemon gets around her defender, and this could be dangerous here for Olympic, but it's again another corner they'll have to concede. That time it's Tara Bordana seeing it over the sidelines. And Bordana getting her 3rd consecutive start after not appearing in the lineup since round 11. She's been instrumental to this Olympic midfield, which have certainly needed that bit more solidity. Cross comes in, and it won't trouble Ivanovic or the Olympic defenders. It'll be a goal kick. And just taking a look at the race for finals right now. Olympic currently sitting in 4th. They're 1 point above the Northern Tigers, but as mentioned, Olympic do have those extra games in hand. Badana momentarily trips on the ball, and they'll continue to play out here, Olympic, despite the pressure. It's with Yamahata. Exchange passes with Bordana, and Golcini had made her run over the top instead of checking short like Bordana wanted, and now Marcela Santos might be able to get something on her own, and now they get one, UNSW. It's been a long time coming. They've had plenty of shots on goal, and it's Marcela Santos who does the damage. A turnover in midfield, and UNSW wasted no time getting it up the other end, and Marcela Santos put real venom behind that one into the side netting. And it's no less than what they've deserved, UNSW. They lead 1-0. It was a great finish, taking a look at the replay from Santos. Just a strike of a player with confidence, and that's exactly what they've needed, UNSW. Marcela Santos, who had such a prolific campaign in League One last season. Notched up a monstrous 21 goals in 24 starts in League One. That is a huge return. Numbers have drifted away this year, but that's to be expected coming up to the NPL women's competition. And that's just her third goal on the season. And what an important goal it might be in the context of their season and in the context of the club championship. First goal in a little while there for Santos. She hasn't scored since all the way back in round 8 against Spirit. That was a 1-0 win as well, and if that scoreline holds, UNSW won't be complaining. Injury on the pitch, looks like it. We'll just try and keep an eye on who it is. Yeah, looks like it might be Megan Grew, the number 16 for Olympic. And Grew has only recently come back from an ACL injury. Has been on the comeback trail this season. And against Manly, she made her first grade appearance since May of 2023, which was against the Stingrays in the game. She unfortunately did her ACL. Did a bit of commentary for us as well. Did Megan Grew. There's been some discomfort holding her knee, and sincerely hope that it's not a repeat of that injury. String together her second first grade start, and it looks like she's all right to continue. Just trying to test it out a little bit and try and jog it off, it seems. Might have maybe jarred it or taken a bit of a bruise or something like that. You just see her lunging on it a little bit, so seems like she's going to be all right to continue to hear Megan Grew, and this will be encouraging signs for everyone at Sydney Olympic. And just hobbling a little bit there, but seems like she's going to carry on and soldier on for her side. They'll certainly need her with under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. And so how will Olympic end this half? They have a bit to do with a few minutes remaining here. Trailing that goal, if you've just joined us, you checked the score on your Scores app and you saw Olympic were trailing unexpectedly. It's certainly not felt that way given how UNSW have been playing. They've been the better of the two sides. They've had more chances, they've had more shots, and a beautiful goal from Marcela Santos is due reward for how they've been going here at Peter Moore. There's Aya Yamahata a bit too aggressive in the back of Alira Toby, which has been a battle that's blazed on through the night so far. And for Olympic to get back into this game, they'll really need one of their young debutants to step up. As mentioned, no Demi Koulazakis out there, no Priya Shuriaga, no Rochelle Borromeo, no Maxine Peake. All of those players have been key in notching up goals for Olympic as Ivanovic just misjudged the flight of the ball. And when they start young players up there, it's a tough task. And so far, it's proving to be very difficult for Olympic. Most important will be how they start the second half. If the score stays like this, if they can wrestle back a bit of momentum, show that they can make inroads towards goal, it'll maybe spur them on. And just a couple more minutes remaining of regulation time. We might have a bit of stoppage due to Megan Grew receiving medical treatment. Lovely pass by Smith towards Puxey, and that's the ball they've been looking for. UNSW as Puxey floated ball towards the back post. Lemon is arriving late. It's still here with Abby Lemon, and onto the crossbar. Did that cross the line? It did. And UNSW double their lead just before half-time. It fell back out to Abby Lemon, who gets her second goal for UNSW. And the perfect ending to what has been a great first half here for the visitors. A well-worked move. It started with that lovely diagonal pass from Chloe Smith before Leah Puxey put in a delicious cross towards the back post, which Abby Lemon brought it under her control and swung that left foot. Cannoned off the crossbar, and the flag up on the far side was enough indication for Lance Greenshields to award the goal. And UNSW have a very handy lead with just a minute or so remaining before they head into the sheds for the break. Now the host Sydney Olympic, they're staring down the barrel of a first defeat at Petermore Field this season. As mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they're 7 wins and 1 draw in first grade when they play here. And their only home loss this season was actually last week against Manly when they played at Netstrata Jubilee. And a couple of unwanted records potentially haunting Olympic here. Also the possibility that they go 3 consecutive losses in the league. And before last week, they hadn't lost 2 in a row, and they might be staring down the barrel of 3 in a row. And with the finals race so tight, as mentioned, they're just 1 point above the Tigers, and the top 3rd to 7th are separated by just 2 points, and then down to 9th. The gap between 3rd and 9th is just 5 points, so these games really matter. And for those teams that are behind Olympic, they'll be tuning into this result, watching with great enjoyment about how UNSW are performing right now, as Smith looking to add a third, and that'll be catching practice in the end for Anna Ivanovic, who has had a very busy night between the sticks. Golchini does well. Looking for Zarkos on the overlap. Giannakos was also there, and far too close to Maya Cameron as we're now into the 2nd minute of additional time. See how much we have left as it's the goals to Marcela Santos and Abby Lemon that have the visitors in front in search of their 2nd away win of the campaign and Olympics' first loss at Peter Moore. Toby's the intended target, and that's the final action of a very interesting first half. The UNSW will be extremely happy with how that one went. They lead 2-0, and they're 45 minutes away from picking up a crucial 3 points in the context of their season. Meanwhile, for Jeff Abrams and Sydney Olympic, they have work to do, as his young, rotated side have found it hard going out there, with plenty making their starting debut. And we'll see you back soon on the other side of the break. I've been Will Constantinides, and don't go anywhere. This one will be interesting in the second half. Welcome back to the second half here at Peter Moore Field. If you've joined us from the halftime break, it's UNSW who have a bit of an upset on the cards. They're up 2-0 courtesy of goals to Marcela Santos and Abby Lemon. And that would certainly be an upset given the pre-form guide of these two teams, but considering the heavy rotation to the Olympic lineup and how UNSW have been playing, it's no surprise that it's been tough out there for many debutants of Olympic. As Olympic get us back underway, they've got a pretty heavy deficit to try and chase down in the second half in hopes of keeping their undefeated record at Peter Moore alive. Here is Guru, who looks to have shaken off that knock she had to her knee, which is good to see. Sent down the line by Zarkos. Giannakos is there as well, and one back in midfield by UNSW. Now with McHugh Shaw, stand-in captain for her side. It's been a tough night for the defence. They've been under a constant barrage of attack, as here goes Abby Lemon. Lovely pass between the legs to find Marcela Santos. Nipping in there was Aya Yamahata. Back with McHugh Shaw. Down the line she goes towards Giannakos. Good clean defence by UNSW. And to be expected that Olympic come out firing, try and get back an early goal, and if they can make it 2-1 early inside the second half, they'll have all the momentum their way, the home side. Here go UNSW again. A third would be an extremely tough blow to Olympic. Be very hard to come back from 2-0 down already. Maybe 3 would be almost insurmountable, especially when you look at how hard it's been going forward. As up goes Alira Toby. Couldn't direct her header goalward. Sarkos goes for distance on the clearance. Maguire has Smith in acres of space. Twists one way then the other does Chloe Smith. She's been good at the base of midfield. Sarkos goes along the line, and the last touch of Smith. It'll be an Olympic throw as they continue to keep it moving. That'll be UNSW ball. Maguire smartly letting that roll. Santos wins it, and again Giannakos has given something to chase, but hasn't been all that much service for the starting debutant. Gru keeps the pressure on by pinning UNSW deep in their own half. Backhouse is the intended target, mopping it up there well was Kiana Wood. Ball goes out of play. Will run you through both benches. Those could come into play in this game, especially with Olympic trailing as Smith. Good pass out towards Backhouse. She's been consistently dangerous, and she's done well to win her side a corner here. UNSW will take this moment just to slow things down. Delivery is good again. It's towards the near post. It's cleared away by Olympic. And that'll be another corner coming. Again, it's towards the near post, and it's a similar result. For Olympic, they do well to defend. Lemon twisting one way then the other, trying to fashion a bit of room for the cross towards Backhouse, and Up goes Yamahata. Doesn't get enough distance on the clearance though, which allows UNSW to keep the pressure on. And a half-hearted shot there will be easily dealt with by the defence. Santos. Backhouse again, looping ball towards Abby Lemon, who connects with the head, but couldn't keep it down though, and that one goes over. McHugh takes the space afforded to her and drives it out of the back. Again, UNSW continue to try and feed off the scraps in midfield. That bouncing ball in the centre of the park we spoke about at the start of the game. And well dealt with on that occasion there. It was Pacheco. Toby hasn't got on the score sheet yet, but she's had plenty of chances. Here goes Backhouse. We'll have a second attempt at trying to put this ball in. Tries to get the other side of McHugh. Puts it towards goal. And a headed clearance over the top of the back post by Kiana Wood. And the second half has continued much in the same way the first did, with Olympic having plenty of chances and piling on the pressure. Cross will come in again. Abby Lemon is in the box this time, it looks like. And it comes towards the near post, and Ivanovic, who's had a very busy night, has had a lot to deal with, and she holds on to that one. And goes long, tries to relieve a bit of the pressure, and that bouncing ball again in the middle, proving hard for both teams to deal with now. McHugh does well to intercept, goes in strongly, and Smith beats her that time and beats Bordana to the ball as well, does Chloe Smith. She's had a very tidy game at the base of midfield. There's Lemon, plenty of blue shirts in her way. Puxty between the lines to Alira Toby. And again, some more patient build-up from UNSW with the 2-0 lead. They don't need to be rushed. There'll be another corner coming for UNSW. The corner count continuing to rise. It looks like it's Alira Toby who's gone out to take this one. Usually the target as she puts it towards Lemon. Come back towards Lemon at the top of the box as Smith strikes. Had a bit of interest on it, but ultimately was always rising. But still the visitors continue to really cause problems. Well, there's a bit of a tumble on the far side. No shouts of a penalty, though. And again, it's another corner for UNSW. They've had so many to start. Can they make it count, though? Again, Alira Toby has gone across to take it. Only 10 minutes gone in this second half. It's been as exactly planned by UNSW as Toby. Again, they go low, looking to take advantage of a bit of a bobble in the box as Lemon tries to play it back towards Cameron. And that'll be Olympic ball. It took a deflection on the way through, and a chance for Olympic to just take a bit of a breather at the back here and get the ball away from their own 18-yard box. And with that breather coming, we'll take a look at the benches for both teams. Looking at Olympic, they have already handed starting debuts to 6 players. They have 4 players on the bench who are making their first appearance on a first-grade team sheet here this afternoon. And of the outfield players, the other one, which is Matilda Bradley, who's appeared once before in the first-grade squad. That was against the emerging Jets. The rest of them is Taya Gallas, Sophia Buros, Leah Bonatakis, and Taylor Galea. They're all in line to make their first-grade debut. Bordana, much better from Olympic. They look to feed those corners, but it just holds up momentarily. Allows UNSW to deal with it, as we will take a look at their bench. They have Sabine Montenegro and Sarah Moore, who both started last week. And then Amanda Lavaskovic, Tiana Petkov. Moore and Lavaskovic both on the bench. They scored against Olympic back in round 4. Here is Kiana Woods at the back. Smith winning it back for UNSW. Cross comes in. It's not really towards the area, but Marcela Santos does well to win it back. And Chloe Smith continues to recycle possession, this time out towards Leah Puxty. Santos again is hounded in midfield, but drops it short. Abby Lemon will wind up from range, but Ivanovic saw it all the way, and that'll be a relief that that attack ended in a long shot. And for Olympic, they continue to be starved of chances in front of goal. They've spent almost the entirety of this second half having to defend. As Giannakos again can only chase. Hasn't had all that much ball to feet. Does have most of the Olympic attackers. That one goes out of play. Was offside rather. And so another attack proves to be fruitless for Olympic. Cameron looks for Toby, who wanted the ball a bit closer to her. Instead, it'll be collected by Ivanovic. Grew back out towards Zarkos, who put Bordana but under a bit of pressure with the pass, but she did well. Pass couldn't match the control as Puxty can drive forward now, and Abby Lemon has her in support, looking to give it back towards Puxty, and again Yamahata reads the play. Grew gets the call of man on and shows good composure in midfield to move it on for Zarkos. Giannakos makes her move across the back line. Toby goes all the way back to Tiana Robertson, who, unlike a colleague at the other end of the goals, has had a very quiet evening here at Belmore. It's been rare for UNSW to get clean sheets. Tiana Robertson, and since she's been in goal, the last clean sheet, and only clean sheet they've had, was against the emerging Jets in round 2. That was a 5-0 win. That one at home, so looking for an important away clean sheet. There's 3 points to go with it, along with the 9 they get in club championship, as McHugh Shaw with bit of skill, but held onto the ball for too long. And Santos, whilst her goal will certainly be remembered as one of her key contributions, make note of how many times she's able to put Olympic under pressure and win back possession in a good area for UNSW. Playing as a number 8 or number 10, just behind Alira Toby, and that combination between the two of them has worked to great effect here tonight. Puxty and Lemon can't work the combinations on the left. So we tick into the final half an hour, and the game has remained as it did in the first half, with UNSW basically dictating the entire state of the game. They have the 2 goals they need. They have all the possession they want. And Olympic will certainly need readjustments. Maybe they'll come from the bench. It hasn't worked out of the halftime break. As mentioned, so difficult when they have such a young side. A big game to be thrown into with 6 starting debutants. And they do well to play out from the back. Here's one of them, Zoe Zarkos. Gets past her defender and plays it along to Giannakos. Whipped in by Zarkos. It might have taken or collected. Chloe Smith seems to be in some discomfort here. Might have hit her in the back of the head. And now a couple of subs coming for Sydney Olympic. And this might be a couple more debuts here. So it'll be Bordana and Gru coming off. 2 of the more regular first graders who have had a tough night battling away in midfield. And a couple of fresh legs are making their way out onto the pitch. We'll confirm in just a moment who has come on. Looks like congratulations might be in order if they are debutants. And meanwhile, Chloe Smith continues to receive attention. She's been instrumental to Olympics midfield dominance. And so it looks like one of the subs is Matilda Bradley. She's onto the pitch. And referee Lance Greenshield's just trying to get a bit more of urgency in proceedings. So Matilda Bradley gets a bit more of a meaningful stint in first grade, back when she made her debut in round 1 against the Emerging Jets. She only got a couple minutes, coming on the 89th. And this time she's on with just about half an hour to go. And joining her in midfield is debutante Sofia Burros. And she becomes another player to join the long list of Sydney Olympic youngsters making their name in the first grade side here tonight, and they have a tough task to attend to. There's Abby Lemon and Santos combining. Toby looking for that crossfield switch towards Backhouse. And Toby can count herself rather unlucky that she hasn't been able to get on the score sheet just yet. So Chloe Smith is all right to continue. A couple sips of water and seems to have shaken off the knock as immediately runs into pressure Zoe Zarkos. And Giannakos has won it back here, as it looks like Cameron has maybe twisted her ankle, something of that nature. Seems to be hobbling along the pitch. And still no subs yet for UNSW. Why would there be? They'd be very pleased with how things are going. Zarkos goes towards the middle. McHugh Shaw has her head up. Looks for that long ball into midfield. Santos was in her way, though. As Greenshields, our referee, waves play on. It's been very physical in midfield, as there is Matilda Bradley getting some touches. Seen long by Cameron, and again there is Yamahata, who's been all over Alira Toby in this second half, and now Yamahata takes the ball for herself. Looking for that release pass down the wing towards Jamie Dallacamino. Time is certainly the friend of UNSW right now. They have the advantage. As mentioned, they've become the first side to win away at Peter Moore Field this season. McHugh Shaw is pressured by Backhouse, and here is the debutant, Burros. Pass it'll give a defender something to chase, and Dallacamino has gotten in behind here. Shoulder to shoulder with Puxty, and it's Puxty who wins. And doesn't give up on the play. Santos linking up with Abby Lemon. Now the numbers are streaming forward for UNSW as Alira Toby has her head up, had the right idea with the switch. Eventually it finds its way out towards Talia Backhouse, and UNSW, they're in the hunt for the third. Backhouse goes for the cross. It falls, and it's a great save again by Anna Ivanovic. Abby Lemon was making that late run, and Lemon was denied from getting her second goal of the evening. Again, it started with heads-up play from Alira Toby. McHugh Shaw couldn't clear, and that meant Backhouse could find some space in behind. And then as she cut it back, it took a fortunate deflection towards Abby Lemon. A tight angle to work, but if you see how she scored her first of the evening, it was blasted underneath the crossbar. A player of her quality can certainly finish from those types of positions. Here she goes with the corner again. It's along the ground towards the top of the box with Alira Toby. Scuff shot is unable to get through the crowd as Smith puts a bit of space between her and the defenders. Puxty tries to get onto that favoured left foot and spotted a good pass towards Abby Lemon. Lemon and Toby. Still it's with Alira Toby. Getting past a couple of Olympic defenders, but still has possession, Alira Toby. She somehow still kept it. And in the end, it was a couple of defenders able to get away from her, and still with Santos and still with UNSW. The shot comes in, and Ivanovic able to get across the goal line well to make the save. And still, it's UNSW who have all the dominance right now. A third goal rather would put this game to bed. And they haven't scored 3 against an opponent since their game against Olympic in round 4. That was their highest scoring total of the season in that 6-3 loss. And that would give them confidence about their push for survival in their first season in the NPL women's competition. Smith. Looping ball into the danger area, and that's clearance that'll put her defence under pressure there from Kiana Woods. Maguire. Backhouse wanted it to feet. Instead, she gets into the corner. She has the pace to beat Zarkos to the ball, and that's good defending there by the debutante. Zoe Zarkos played a lot in the 18s as well. Part of this massive young contingent. Olympic fielding here tonight. Looks like there might be a bit of movement on the UNSW bench. with Ivanovic. Good pass under pressure towards Kiana Woods, and still it's UNSW who continue their relentless press. Marcela Santos was nipping in. And it looks like Olympic will be going to their bench again. Another player is receiving final instructions on the sideline. Errant pass out of the back, and here is Alira Toby looking to add a goal of her own. Again, it's over the bar from Alira Toby. And a fair few opportunities, and been able to get one against her former side. How she'd love to do that. And now the substitution is coming. It'll be the third sub on in the second window. And it's Ebony McHugh-Shaw, the captain, who makes way. And while UNSW to be making a double change of their own rather soon, we'll keep an eye on that one as well, as we'll wait for confirmation as to who has replaced Ebony McHugh-Shaw. For now, though, Olympic are building out from the back. Here is Zarkos. Great turn by Matilda Bradley. Couldn't feed that pass forward, though. Looks like the sub that is on is Taya Gallas, another player making her debut, so congrats to her. Giannakos, a rare opportunity for the ball to feed, and she's immediately swamped at the back. Abigail Ovets and Maya Cameron have had a very solid night at the back. Haven't had all that much to deal with. Their midfielders kept the pressure on. Certainly a sign of a good team when your defence is having a very quiet night. Pressure from Cameron pays off, and now that double sub comes for UNSW, their first changes of the evening to what has been a winning formula. And looks like Tiana Fetkovsky and Sarah Moore enter the fray. And Moore who started last game, gets onto the pitch off the bench this time, and it's Talia Backhouse and Marcela Santos who will slowly jog their way off the pitch, and deserve reward for both of them. They've had an exceptional game out up front. Santos with the goal, the first goal, and it was a very well taken strike from the edge of the area. Meanwhile, Talia Backhouse has continued to pose a consistent threat down the wing. In her ninth start of the season, she's made such a difference to this team since making her debut in round 12 as Talia Backhouse. She's been well travelled before coming to UNSW. She spent time in the NPL in Canberra after playing in the Spanish third tier, so certainly racking up the miles before heading towards the Kensington campus. Quick check of the shoulder from Matilda Bradley, and does well to win her side the foul. Good opportunity as well for Ty Gallas to make her debut for Olympic, as mentioned, and there's a couple more subs that are warming up for the hosts, so could see some more debutants still. And Yamahata tasked with taking this free kick. And if Olympic can maybe snag one from this set piece, this will give them all the momentum. Yamahata has good height on it towards the back post, and that was a good opportunity. I think it was Sophia Buros who was making a lunge at the ball as she arrived late. With over 15 minutes to go, it's certainly running out for Olympic to make a big comeback here. Cameron is told to carry, and she drives it forward into midfield towards Jasmine Lamont. Picked off in midfield by Bradley, but it's promptly won back by UNSW. That's good defensive awareness by Maya Cameron. Smith receives it off Jasmine Lamont. Those two have been an excellent tandem at the base of midfield, with Marcela Santos ahead of them before, and now it's Sarah Moore who's come in to fill that number 10 role. More formerly of Apia Leichhardt after joining them from the emerging Jets. I've been reliably informed that Sarah Moore has new boots, so good time to debut them when side's up 2-0, playing with confidence. Maybe try and get a couple of attacking opportunities and some shots to try and leather in those new boots. For now, though, it's with Maguire and UNSW. This is exactly how the game has looked for the 75 minutes or so up until this point. UNSW camped out in Olympics half, picking their passes, as here is Maguire, or not Maguire, rather Sarah Moore. Now Giannakos again tries to create something out of nothing, create a bit of pressure on UNSW's backline. Right now there isn't all that much, as great ball over the top as Petkovsky has gotten into space here, is in a race with Ivanovic to get there, and just runs out of pitch there as it rolled down towards the goal line. And now a double sub might be coming here for Olympic. Player is down in midfield. We'll try and see who it is. Looks like it is Chloe Golcini, a debutante, making her first appearance in first grade here tonight, and it might come to a bit of an unfortunate end. It seems like she's just got a bit of maybe tightness in her hamstring, judging by the way the physio's gone to massage that area. And with a bit of a break in play, we'll take a look at what's up next for these teams as they have their run home towards the end of the season. For UNSW, they have another tough task ahead. They have Rams at home, and they'll take comfort in knowing that they were able to get a draw away when they played the Rams earlier in the season. Then they've got the University Derby against Sydney Uni away. Then they have Apia at home, who they drew against when they played them at Lambert Park. Then the Tigers away, and then the final game of the season could be a big one. That's against the Blacktown Spartans at home, which is the team that they will overtake tonight if this result holds in the club championship. Now another sub coming for UNSW. Looks like it's going to be Sabine Montenegro. Started the last game and up until this point had started every game of the season. Midweek forcing a few changes from the UNSW coaching staff, and it will be Jasmine Maguire swapping out for her. Meanwhile, Olympic have cleared the bench. It's going to be Leah Bonatakis and Taylor Galea, another couple of debutantes being added in here for Sydney Olympic. So 4 more debuts off the bench to go along with the 6 starting debuts they had at the start of this game. A great moment for the club as a whole, handing debuts to so many players, but hasn't gone all to plan in terms of the result. Aya Yamahata goes out of play. That'll be an Olympic throw. And so that was what was ahead for UNSW. We'll take a look at Olympic. They have a packed schedule that awaits them. They have Blacktown Spartans away this weekend, and then they have the Rams away, the Institute away. Then they have a home game, which is against the Spirit. That one's a midweeker. Then the Ravens away, which means that 4 out of their next 5 games are away from home. It's certainly going to be difficult on their travels this season, especially when you factor in all the extra fixture congestion. As here is Chloe Smith with some nice touches, receiving it back and driving through the centre of the park. The shot comes on in the end, but it's only into the grateful arms of Ivanovic. That one from Jasmine Lamont. And a reminder that Olympic also play Sydney Uni in the Sapphire Cup semi-final, so another 2 midweek games to come after this one. Now Puxley can drive forward. Montenegro has Petkovsky only in the box. That's where she tries to feed the ball to, and Yamahata sends that away from the area. And it looks like Abby Lemon has come across to play right back. We've seen her play on either wing in this game. She's familiar with playing right back. She's spent a few games as a makeshift wing back for Sydney FC in their double winning season. Due to a lot of injuries at the back, so she's able to fill that spot. Very versatile in her skill set is Abby Lemon, and when you have the technical ability that she has on the ball, it's easy to slot her just about anywhere. And Sabine Montenegro has tried to use her fresh legs here and has used them to great effect to get in behind the defence. And the shot is again high, and it's again over the bar. That one from Alira Toby wasn't going to worry Anna Ivanovic. Looks like it was Marcela Santos who was... Oh, sorry, she was already off the pitch. We'll see. Try and do a bit of addition by subtraction here as to who was off for UNSW. Great play by Abby Lemon out towards Petkovsky. Here is Limon looking for that ball towards Sarah Moore, but it's broken up at the back by Olympic. Buros. Press is coming from UNSW. This is where Olympic have turned over the ball when they're not careful. Yamahata is immediately pressed, but has the wherewithal to safely play Buros. And as Kiana Wood goes back to one of the centre-back trio in Yamahata. Strong defending by Cameron. In the end, it's too strong for Lance Greenshield's liking, and she's whistled for the foul. And Mike Cameron has had a solid game out there tonight, as have really all the UNSW defenders. And Cameron, who comes to UNSW by way of Canberra, made one appearance off the bench for Canberra United in the A-League Women's season just gone. That was her A-League Women's debut. Previously spent time with the Canberra United Academy as part of the NPL down there. As Yamahata nods it back, and Petkovsky was looking to get behind the defence, just goes behind unnoticed. Still though, it's with Sarah Moore and UNSW. Toby. Half pass is intercepted by Yamahata. And there's the foul. It's Chloe Smith who gets whistled for the trip. Buros able to turn and play a searching and speculative ball, but that'll be easily enough for Tiana Robertson. Smith does well to just readjust her body and get out of the way of that Abby Lemon pass. It was intended to go towards Abigail Everts behind her. As Toby picks the pass towards Sabine Montenegro, who is in a race to get there between her and Anna Ivanovic. As Ivanovic sends that over towards the car park. And for Olympic, as mentioned, this will be their third straight loss in the NPL, of course. Between those losses. They had a win in extra time against Apia in the Sapphire Cup. But now, after going down in back-to-back losses for the first time this season, they now look like it'll be an unfortunate 3 losses in a row. And for a side that is looking to finish in the top 4 this season, that'll be a worrying trend. They'll hope they can arrest that by bringing back some of the players they rotated out tonight in their game on the weekend against the Spartans, which is a game they, again, will be favourites for, but they were favourites for this one. And it'll be away from home as well, so they won't have home comforts, as they won't for 3 of their next 4 games, really. Now, for UNSW, this will be a huge boost of momentum to them. Ahead of a tricky few games. Games that could really decide the fate of this season and beyond, as Sarah Moore looking to cause a bit of pressure. There's Taylor Galea. First touch was scuffed. There is Sarah Moore recovering. Turn in midfield. Sarah Moore beats a couple of defenders. It's still with Moore. And unselfishly looked for Petkovsky. Might have been better trying her luck from range there, Sarah Moore. A bit of liveliness off the bench there from Moore. Giannakos again is told to try and chase him behind. And UNSW won't be rushed. They know that time is on their side and they can just keep it to feet and avoid any major mishaps at the back. They'll have 3 competition points and the 9 club championship points, as Alira Toby has come back from an offside position. Ball's driven out wide towards Zoe Zarkos. Now it's with Kiana Woods. And nothing really doing for Olympic. Woods is looking for an option. Instead has to go back towards Yamahata. Again, it's broken up by Chloe Smith. She's been such a disruptor in midfield tonight. It's been key. It's not just on the attack for them to create the chances, but also on the midfielders to keep the pressure on and keep winning the ball back and make the defence's job really easy. And that's exactly what Chloe Smith and Jasmine Lamont have done tonight. As Lemon instructs Lamont to go with her in support. And now she links up with Toby. It's nice football here by UNSW, but they couldn't find that final link towards Moore. And now Buros. Here is Giannakos. A rare touch for her in the second half. It's been a real shutout in attack for Olympic. And again, there's too many UNSW defenders in her way. A lovely burst of speed by Tiana Petkovsky. Looks to go all on her own. A 3rd Olympic defender in her wake. Petkovsky tries to get around Woods and might have just run out of legs at the final attempt, but she's taken it from basically deep inside her own half all the way down the other end for a corner. Abby Lemon shows short here for the corner. Instead, goes into the area, and it's too close again to Anna Ivanovic. Looks like a couple more subs might be in order for UNSW. And the corner is coming. Lemon. This Lemon and Montenegro can't make it work from the corner. They win it back though, as still with UNSW, and then it's Olympic who pick it up, but UNSW felt like there was a foul in the process. Instead, they'll still have the ball in any case. Here is Cameron. UNSW pick up the foul. Looks like there was a trip on Leah Puxty. And with only stoppage time remaining now here at Petermore Field, we're at the discretion of Lance Greenshields, our referee. We'll see if UNSW proceed with those extra couple subs. Now Lyra Toby has her fingerprints all over this ball for the free kick. She's come close so many times tonight. This time she goes for the shot, and it's again over the bar. Here's Abby Lemon. More. And now it's Olympics, so maybe one last hurrah at going forward and trying to add a bit of positivity to what has been a tough game for a lot of these debutants to be thrown into. And in the long run, they'll certainly be better for the experience. Big game such as this, playing NPL women's first grade. But now with Olympic losing one of their 2 games in hand, it means the closest they can get to their local and historical rivals, Apia, pursuit of the premiership is they'll be 6 points behind the top at best. That is if they win their game in hand against the Spirit. This will certainly please the likes of the Stingrays, the Northern Tigers, Manly United, all those teams, Ravens even as well, those long list of chasers that are in the hunt for the finals. And now those 2 subs are coming, and it'll round out the bench for UNSW. Alessia Delpane and Amanda Levaskovic. Levaskovic, who did the damage against Olympic back in round 4, gets a couple minutes now to see out the rest of this game. Now at the discretion of the referees, can't be long left now. For UNSW, not only, as mentioned, will it be big in terms of the club championship, their 2nd away win on the season, and also they spoil Olympics' perfect home record. And so Olympic are defeated for the first time here at Petermore Field, and it comes at the hands of UNSW. Goals to Marcela Santos and Abby Lemon get them the victory, get them the 3 competition points, and maybe even more importantly, the 9 club championship points to see them above the Spartans in the race to avoid the drop. I've been Will Constantinidis, and it's been great calling you this one from Petermore Field. We'll see you back soon on Sunday for more NPL women's action.
Yeah, Home's Jubilee.